Ladies and gentlemen, Tianjin became the center of global attention as world leaders gathered for the SCO summit. India stepped onto the stage in the last 1 week with influence, intent, navigating complex relationships with both Moscow and Beijing while sending unmistakable signals to Washington. The summit revealed shifting alliances, emerging power dynamics in Asia, with long-standing rivalries and strategic partnerships coming into sharp focus. And while Pakistan found itself at the periphery, India clearly defined the next phase of regional influence. And tonight on the long-form story, we take you inside the SCO summit, the interactions, negotiations, and what this new Asian alignment could mean for international diplomacy and global balance of power, especially on a day when Trump has come from tirade to truce on the table. At the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Tianjin, China, the stage belonged to India. India walked in as a heavyweight, balancing Moscow, engaging Beijing, and showing Washington that New Delhi chooses its partners on its terms.
एक्सेलेंसी, यूक्रेन में चल रहे संघर्ष के विषय में हम लगातार चर्चा करते रहे हैं। हाल में किए गए शांति के सभी प्रयासों का हम स्वागत करते हैं। हम आशा करते हैं कि सभी पक्ष कंस्ट्रक्टिवली आगे बढ़ेंगे, संघर्ष को जल्द से जल्द खत्म करने और स्थायी शांति स्थापित करने का रास्ता खोजना होगा। ये पूरी मानवता की पुकार है।
A candid conversation between the three leaders was enough to send ripples through global power corridors. Just weeks ago, Donald Trump raised the heat from energy policy to trade, warning India against deepening its Russia ties.
Prior to the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, India bought virtually no Russian oil. I mean, it was like 1% of their needs. So the argument somehow now, as the percentage has gone up to like 30 and 35%, that somehow they need Russian oil to cool their homes or cook or drive their cars is nonsense. Think about India when you think about the tariffs we're putting in place. 25% because they cheat us on trade, 25% because of the Russian oil. It doesn't appear to want to recognize its role in the bloodshed. It simply doesn't. It's cozying up to Xi Jinping is what it's doing. It's not act. And by the way, I wrote that article in the FT just to deal with the propaganda of the Indian government to make people want to feel sorry for them. Oh, they need the oil. They don't need the oil. It's a refining profiteering scheme. It's a laundromat for the Kremlin. That's the reality.
But Tianjin changed the script. Images of Modi, Putin and Xi Jinping sharing stage space, triggering a recalibration in Washington.
I always will. I'll always be friends with Modi. He's great. Prime Minister, he's great. I'll always be friends, but I just don't like what he's doing at this particular moment. But India and the United States have a special relationship. There's nothing to worry about. We just have moments on occasion.
上海合作组织成员国都是朋友和伙伴，要尊重彼此差异，保持战略沟通，凝聚集体共识，加强团结协作，把合作盘子做大，把各国禀赋 用好。
As America recalibrated, another message was unfolding thousands of kilometers away in Beijing. Right after the SCO summit, Beijing rolled out its most powerful signal yet. A tightly choreographed display of military strength at the Tiananmen Square, marking 80 years since the end of World War II.
"中国式现代化是走和平发展道路的现代化。中国永远是世界的和平力量、稳定力量、进步力量。我们真诚希望各国都以史为鉴，以和为贵，共同推进世界现代化，开创人类更加美好的未来。"
This also sent a signal on who stood on China's side. In Beijing, Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un stood alongside China's Xi Jinping. The two leaders, Washington struggles to contain, united in a rare display of defiance.
육 년 만에 장소기 동지를 만나뵙게 된 그 감회가 정말 새롭습니다. 6년 만에 중국을 방문하면서 눈에 띄게도 중국이 또 몰라보게 변모되고 발전된 것을 깊이 느끼면서 변하지 않은 것은 우리 이번 이 대표단 중국 동지들이 열렬히 환대하고 국진이 환대해주는.
However, there is one leader who wasn't invited into this equation. Pakistan's Shehbaz Sharif arrived in Tianjin hoping for relevance. Instead, he became a spectacle.
Your Excellency, I'd like to also thank you for supporting Pakistan and trying to have a balancing act, I think, in the region. I know and I must say that we respect your relation with India. That's perfectly fine, but we also want to build very strong relations, and these relations will be supplementary and complementary for the good and for the progress and prosperity of the region. In that, I find in you a very dynamic leader, and I want to assure you that I'd like to work with you very closely.
As Modi, Putin and Xi set the agenda, Shehbaz watched from the sidelines. The Asian axis isn't waiting for the West to catch up, and this new power axis has rattled Washington and served as a cold reminder to Pakistan of where it stands today. And ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined this evening by Ambassador Deepak Vora, who will be joining us live in what has been a fantastic week for India. The Prime Minister making his first visit to China in 7 years, a historic visit. We're at the Shanghai Cooperation Summit, the SCO Summit. He held Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin by their hands. And from last Saturday, last Sunday to this morning, when Donald Trump tweeted in what is being seen as a reach out to our Prime Minister, it's been a huge success for our diplomacy. And as Ambassador Deepak Vora joins us, we also spoke to former Indian Ambassador to the United States, Harshvardhan Shringla. He's also a Rajya Sabha MP. Here's what he said about India's Victory Week. It's been quite a week for Indian diplomacy, and we have someone who served as India's ambassador in both United States and Bangladesh, two critical nations for India. A former IFS officer, a career diplomat, and now a Rajya Sabha MP, Harshvardhan Shringla. Ambassador Shringla, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Narendra.
Sir, good to see you, and I just want to get your perspective. It's been quite a week, sir, this week. How do you summarize this week?
Well, let me put it this way, that there's no shortage of excitement. And it's been absolutely, quite a roller coaster ride when you look at the sort of developments that have taken place involving our country, but with regard to our interface with major, players in the global stage, whether it is Russia, China, or the United States. And in many senses, we've seen, quite a sort of a seesaw situation in terms of the way things have progressed. Let me tell you, from my perspective, I had no doubt that we would be looking at, some way to take our relations with the United States back on track. I think that's what we come down to. The essence of all of this is our relations with the United States. I think the fact that there was a positive message from the Treasury Secretary yesterday, followed by President Trump, talking about a special relationship, his connect with Prime Minister Modi, the sort of fact that he has again referred to his friendship with the Prime Minister, that and also saying that he's a great Prime Minister, I think has in many senses set the stage for our relationship to sort of for the window to open up to take our relationship back on track. And Prime Minister Modi, I think, has been responsive. He has also completely agreed with the sentiments expressed by President Trump. He's with regard to the relationship, and I think there is a positive exchange at the highest levels. My own sense is that this connect between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump has always been there. It's not new. Yeah. Even in the last few months, we've seen some ups and downs, but that connect has always been there. President Trump has always prefaced his messages by talking about his good friend, Prime Minister Modi. So from that perspective, this is not different. But what is different is the emphasis on the relationship and the fact that I think both leaders want to see a reversion to that close friendship and going back to that period of sort of a very vibrant relationship that we've always enjoyed in the last couple of decades with the US.
I wanted to get your view on it, just how we've handled this issue very maturely, despite all of those comments.
Well, I think, when you talk about foreign policy, it's also maintaining a certain, trajectory, which is important to sort of keep on track, irrespective of some of the distractions that come your way. And I think a lot of the noise that you heard were really by way of distraction. Some of it was leverage. Some of it was expressing a certain amount of frustration. But at the end of the day, there were distractions to what is a solid relationship, one of the most comprehensive and multifaceted relationships that we have. We have a strong trade relationship. We have an investment relationship, technology, defense, and people-to-people connect. And I think that is something that is difficult to take away. And my take all along has been that, we will come back to that Howdy Modi event, that Namaste Trump moment. And this is what you said. We have gone from, the very close bonhomie of those days. We had a little, a low period, but my own sense is that we are now headed back to the heydays. And, any relationship as extensive as the one we enjoyed with the United States will have its very high and very low points as well. And there will be distractions along the way. I think a mature foreign policy would entail that you keep on track you don't get distracted, you don't allow yourself to get distracted, and you recognize the importance of your relationship with your principal partners. And I think this is what we have done. We have demonstrated that we have the capacity to withstand some level of, I would say, distractions, provocations, you can call it what you may. We were confident in the ability of our own economy, the Atmanirbharta, move that we are making to develop our own capacities, the fact that we're developing new markets all the time with new free trade agreements, with the countries, including possibly the European Union in a short while. But at the same time, not forgetting that the US is our largest trading partner and that we have a very significant trade surplus with the United States in comparison to many of our other trading partners with whom we don't have that advantage. So I think bringing that relationship back on track is very, very critical for both countries. And I emphasize both countries. It's not a one-way track.